Hey, so before we get into this video, I recorded this months ago and didn't bother editing it till now. And I also didn't bother, checking to make sure any of this information was still relevant because I kind of just want to get this video up and move on to something else. So if some of this feels outdated, I'm to blame. Alright, back to the video. Because I need yet another thing to distract me from working on reviews, this is just going to be a short talk on something relevant to games. I know I called it Rambles, but this is totally scripted. So even this cute thing I'm doing right now, where I sort of pretend like there isn't a script, is a ruse. Gotcha. Footage in the background is just going to be Rivals of Ether. That's going to be relevant in a little bit. Moving on, you saw the title. Icon's Combat Arena. I have a few things to say about what's been shown so far. Keep in mind, I am aware that the footage shown was clearly an early alpha, so I'm not going to be criticizing it for things that could easily be changed or fixed before the beta or full game releases. However, they specifically did choose to show us these short clips, so it's all we have available to talk about. I'd like to give a brief history of my experience with this game and its development team. As I'm sure most of you are aware, most if not all of these developers came from a popular mod of Super Smash Bros. Brawl called Project M. I'll be the first to admit that I was never a fan of Project M since I liked Brawl as it was. Save your pitchforks, this isn't a Brawl video. As of now, I can at least appreciate the effort that went into designing a mod that extensive. If I have my story right, it was shut down under the potential threat of legal action from Nintendo, and most of its dev team went on to form Wave Dash Games with the promise of a new platform fighter in the makings. I'm sure you all know that I'm a large fan of the Smash series. My first review on this channel was of another game that took clear inspirations from it. And don't worry, like I said, we're gonna get to it. However, I was always just a little skeptical of this new game that Wave Dash had promised. I've never developed a game or a mod before, so I can't say I speak from experience when I say this, but I think it's a safe assumption that making a mod and making an original game are two different skills. When you're making a mod, you have to work within the confines of an already established game and improve or modify it to meet your standards. That's what Project M succeeded at. It brought something to Brawl that people wanted in it. The only expectations you had were, look at this and make it better. It's a simple goal. Working towards that goal is the challenge. When it comes to making a game, there are different circumstances. You don't start with anything but ideas, and you have to work to make those ideas concrete before you can do much. You work from the ground up, requiring the creative talent for character design, stages, music, the whole package. There's more of an onus for original content, since if you just repeated what we already had, we could just stick with what we already had. I think you see where I'm going with this. When Wave Dash Games started, they went almost a full year without any gameplay to show from when their YouTube channel went up. All they had was some videos from the developers and a few character concepts to share. There's even a 4-month period where there were no updates whatsoever. My doubts only grew from there. However, we finally got some gameplay shown recently, and the response hasn't been the best. I think we should break down what's actually going on here. This might be a case of shattered expectations. Maybe the fans put this game on too high a pedestal, or maybe the developers overstated what this game would actually be like. I'll admit, I didn't follow the development videos too closely, so I can't say for sure. But let's talk about what we expected. From the videos they did on the new characters, we knew that some characters would follow familiar archetypes from from platform fighters. And in all fairness, that's what we got. But I think people weren't expecting it to be this level. Let's run down the characters that appear in the trailer. Ashani bears some resemblance to Captain Falcon, even having a move that seems like a Falcon Punch. Kid seems to play like Fox, even having a move that I'm sure people will forget was originally designed to reflect projectiles. Zerong seems like a carbon copy of Marth, even performing one of Marth's more infamous combos from Melee in the trailer. Zana bears some resemblance to Ganondorf, which is an odd thing to say when we already have the Captain Falcon stand-in. Raymer seems to be pretty unique. It's clear that not all the added characters are going to be direct copies of Smash characters, and even the characters that were shown, minus Zerong, have moves that we haven't seen before in these characters, but they specifically chose to show us these moves and combos that are very reminiscent of Smash. The intent was clearly to invoke the feeling of Melee or PM. and people seem to react negatively to that. Why is that? There are several valid reasons, and just as many invalid ones, I'm sure. But my personal opinion is that people were expecting something new, something unique, something that could stand on its own. I'm not saying that icons couldn't still become that, but what was shown wasn't that. It was what people already had in Melee and PN, and that's what they chose to highlight over other things that could have been more original. Instead of just being unique from the start, we'll have to wait even longer to learn what will set this game apart from the games we already played. That's where I think Waves Dash went wrong. And to compare this, let's talk about Rivals! Told you I'd get there eventually. Admittedly, I didn't follow the development of this game too closely or at all, but it is similar in intentions to Icons in the sense that they both tried to appeal to more competitive players and fans of Melee, and that they both share mechanics that only appeared in Melee and a much quicker pace of gameplay than other Smash games. Like Icons, Rivals also has characters that are clearly inspired by Smash games. Cinnamon plays like Wolf, Raptor plays like Meta Knight with a little bit of Captain Falcon rolled into it, After has a bit of Ness, Zelda, and Pikachu in her moves. However, that's all on the surface. These characters all bring with them something unique, something not done in other Smash games. Cinnamon can burn enemies to power up his strong attacks. Raptor can create a gale to improve his movement speed. Apsa can place a cloud on the stage that combines with several of her moves for a devastating effect. These characters may have Smash inspirations, but they still have their own identity. That's what I'm hoping Icons can do. It's alright that they have characters inspired by Smash, it was expected at this point. But show us the identity of these characters, don't just show us Smash again. I was skeptical before, but now I'm placing some moderated faith in this game. There's clearly so much that they still have yet to show, so there's definitely still time to give us a reason to care. I'm definitely going to try and follow this game more clearly, and I have signed up for the beta. If I can, I'd love to make a video about it. Either way, I'll be there when the game finally releases to give my thoughts on it. So that was the video. I'm sure you have your thoughts on Icons so far, and I'd love to hear them. Feel free to leave a comment and tell us what you think. If you like, you can watch one of my other videos. This is Spiral rounding at... Okay, how does that keep slipping back into the script? Icon's Combat Arena looking to fill Nintendo Smash Bros. Void. What void? Alien Smash 4 is still pretty popular if I'm not mistaken.